Hi there. So I just watched a video about diamond masers. Like lasers, masers, microwave amplification by stimulated emission of radiation, are simply, you could say, microwave amplifiers. Um, Probably tuned by magnetic field strength, transverse magnetic field, and something new. It's a diamond, probably artificial. I didn't catch all of that, where a substantial number of what would normally be carbon atoms have been replaced by nitrogen atoms. And each nitrogen atom adds an extra electron to the matrix, which can be fooled with. Like in any kind of semiconductor where there's extra holes or extra electrons, a diamond maser, very new on the scene. Who knows what they're good for? They've just been invented. Having uploaded my previous full hour of this trash, and just eaten 2 half deviled eggs. I have 2 more to go, made with Hellmann's mayonnaise, the only mayonnaise. I love Hellmann's. It's my childhood mayonnaise and I love it. Anyway, Hellmann's mayonnaise, and incidentally, I newly have squeeze bottles that have a lovely support on the top so they can be easily stored upside down in the fridge. And Gabi got me one of those for 240 milliliters or something. I guess for 4 or 5 euros. In any case, I went to Amazon, and lo and behold, they had 400 milliliter ones for 4 euros a piece, 2 for $7.98, with free shipping, so to speak, by my Amazon Prime membership, which costs, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 euros a month. Used to be 5. The idea is that it would save me shipping costs. I don't know if it's really true, any more than I know if Kindle Unlimited is saving me money, but that's 10 euros a month where I can borrow Kindle books. A fairly large assortment of titles, but far from everything. In any case, now I feel like I can use Hellmann's mayonnaise whenever I like, because now it's cheap. What I consider to be reasonable price for anything is a penny a gram. If it's only a penny a gram, it's not expensive. And that's the case now. I have 2 400 milliliter dispensers, and they're very cute. They squirt very nicely. Very lovely contraptions. And they kind of clean and stay clean and fit perfectly in the fridge. Anyway, I've done my uploads. I have plenty of sashimi awaiting me. I have finished my daily porridge, my daily, why do I have difficulty remembering what you call it. Haferflocken cooked in water. Not only porridge, but I keep getting German rather than English. Whatever. Give up on that one. So I have low battery symbol here. And plenty of sashimi already out on the plate. Oh, and I resuscitated some dried out wasabi from last night with almonds, a few drops. And I like it much better than when mixed with Japanese soy sauce, which I really kind of don't like the taste of Japanese soy sauce. More Chinese is better, but in any case, I have little plastic fish full of Japanese soy sauce that came with boxes of sushi from the grocery store. But better with almonds. So I've got 2 more deviled egg halves to eat and lots of sashimi. I'm going to have to eat it up. And it's still delicious, both the tuna and the salmon. Really lovely. Oatmeal is what I was trying to think of. Haferflocken is oatmeal, and when I say oatmeal, I think of cooked oatmeal. Half a cup of oatmeal in 1 cup of boiling water, a little salt, and then later on ahorn syrup, maple syrup. Delicious. So I've had my, when I make the oatmeal, I tend to make enough for 2 days, 2 mornings. I think that a 1/4 cup of oatmeal, which is really which is really 3/4 of a cup of cooked cereal, is enough for my intestines to feel they're cared for and run smoothly. We'll see. And I finished off the little bit of leftover spinach. Maybe I'll make mangold today. Mangold is Swiss chard. And I may have mentioned earlier one time that Daddy grew Swiss chard in his garden at home. And so it was an item of occasional eating at home as a child. And I never heard of or ran into Swiss chard outside of our home until Sherry took me to the English room tea room in Boston, where they had wonderful prime rib and served along with it Swiss chard cooked. You have to cook it for a while. I cook it for 20 minutes to get rid of the excess oxalic acid, which is kind of poisonous. Um, and along with the Swiss chard and the excellent, excellent, wonderful prime rib, they served herring in sour herring, sour pickled herring in cream, pickled herring with cream, which I knew existed for other people because I had, as a young teenager or child or something, once anyway, found a jar, empty, that had formerly contained pickled herring in cream. So that was my first taste of pickled herring in cream, and I liked it. So from time to time, we buy that, and I still like it. You eat it with potatoes, with Salzkartoffel, in other words, just plain boiled potato. And I did discover that the cheap store brand, Reve's Ya brand, kind of, relatively speaking, no-name brand, is as good as, if not better, than the more expensive brands. I compared the amount of fish, and it was equal. Nice labeling in this country. So anyway, that's another thing that was added to my repertoire of good foods. I wish I could find hamachi as good as what I had in America, both from the Japanese restaurant run in a house by little old grandma, and thereafter, once I discovered it, at a Japanese grocery store in Cambridge, which also had ikura. Ikura is salmon eggs, salmon roe. What do you call it? Like the gray stuff that costs €100 for 100 grams. Caviar, so-called caviar. Lachs caviar, or salmon caviar. And my first contact with salmon caviar was Daddy's fishing bait. He had a little jar of salmon eggs that you could put on your fish hook and catch a trout or something with. And so I discovered ikura, salmon caviar, around the same time that I discovered hamachi sashimi. And I do wish for better hamachi, but I can buy hamachi or something like hamachi anyway, at Frische Paradies. It's not bad. I mean, it's good if you chew it enough and keep it in the mouth. You can get a little bit of that special, incredibly wonderful sensation on the sides of the tongue near the back. That was the discovery point of hamachi. Having eaten from time to time with my second ex-wife at this Japanese little grandma's house restaurant, I would, in those days, being quite wealthy, for me anyway, would tend to buy the most expensive thing on the menu. If I didn't know better, then the most expensive would be the best. And this was what they called a bento, and a box with various stuff, including hamachi sashimi. And first having tasted it is like, my goodness, where does that feeling, where does that come from? What thing in this box is making my tongue feel that way or taste this incredible taste? Well, it was the hamachi sashimi. 16 minutes of this trash. So I've been up and down a lot today. And after 10 or 15 minutes of up, I really kind of need to be down. But I'll be up in a little while and watch another video, perhaps, selected for me by Google's artificial intelligence algorithms. That algorithm is pretty accurate about things that I am likely to be interested in watching. Really. Not bad. Privacy? With the NSA? Well, oh, and I see there's a tit for tat going on between Presidents Trump and Putin. Apparently, President Trump kicked out a whole Russian embassy full of people, or 60 people, I don't know. In any case, I just see that now Russia has closed St. Petersburg embassy, American embassy, and kicked 60 people out of the country. So I don't know if they're getting ready for a nuclear war, but, well, tit for tat. It's the most stable algorithm for the prisoner's dilemma if it's repetitive. One shot, there's no tit, there's no tat. But repetitive, you find out what the other guy did, and typically, if you're going to do well in the game, you do the same thing. Tit for tat. Of course, it's obvious to us humans that tit for tat is a common human algorithm for this guy has done this, that, and the other thing. What shall I do next? Well, this, that, or the other thing, pretty much. So is our brain built. Such a wonder.